Hello, Moonbeam. Welcome to the Shamanic Heartspace podcast. My name is Nancy. I'm going to be talking to you today about the super new moon in Taurus that is coming in and around the 7th to the 8th of May 2024, depending on where you are in the world. And it is a super moon. You know what that means? It means that we feel the emotional intensity more so as the moon is closer to the earth, or the earth is closer to the moon, whichever way you want to look at it. This is, as with every new moon, this is a time where the sun and the moon are together. So I'm not an astrologer. I'm a plant medicine woman, and I channel, and I always encourage you to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. See what messages come through for you personally as I channel for the collective energies every new and full moon. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you follow and hit the notifications and all that, because I live in the Amazon as well as in London, so I don't always have internet connection, and so if you don't want to miss any episodes, as they don't come out at a scheduled day and time every week or every month, you might want to get notified. Anyway, let's jump in. Right, so those eclipses set us up for we began a new cycle with those eclipses that happened in April, plus a Mercury retrograde. There's been a lot of growth and upward shifts and expansion from the inside, from the heart outwards. So I'm sure you've been feeling that, experiencing that to some extent, if you've been switched on and following your path of awakening at this time on the planet. I'm feeling the urge to yawn really strongly, so when I'm channeling, I do tend to yawn. Sorry if that makes you yawn too. Yawn along with me. So, out here in Peru, in the Sacred Valley, Cusco, the Andes, I work a lot with Palladian energy, and I'm really feeling that at the moment. So this is an energy of compassion, abundance for the highest good of all, creativity, connecting with the higher realms of spirituality, but with discernment, with detachment, and it's a very high vibration. So I feel like lots of people are going to be experiencing this around this new moon, a new way of being, shall we say, stepping into that. So big energy saying that. So this would be a really great time for you to set intentions during this new moon. This is a real kind of power up energy, a reset. I'm actually seeing like a computer games console being switched on, the power button being switched on. So there's lots of opportunities coming our way. All right, so a bit of reflection. It might have been quite tough and intense for you recently, but it's likely that for this new moon, you will be feeling lighter, clearer, maybe a bit before, maybe a bit afterwards. And just to remind you, that sort of deep dive and purging is really necessary so that you can make space for new and wonderful things, and things that are more in alignment with who you are now to come into your life, because we seem to always be changing. We seem to always be kind of pushing forward at the moment. It's very strong energy. And this is so that we can make space for those things to come in, those new things to come in for us. So you may well still be in it, still experiencing the waves of these changes, of this expansion. We seem to all be shifting in one way or another, moving through karma, moving through illness, moving through attachment issues, the old ways of thinking, and stepping into a more powerful, embodied, awakened way of being. So what I'm being shown here is that we have really a moment to breathe over this new moon, to get yourself together, if you want to take the invitation, to come home to yourself, essentially. So grounding yourself, connecting with yourself, allowing yourself to receive intuitive messages, receive abundance, receive opportunities. And this is tough for some people to be able to receive and to be able to ground. Grounding is sitting in stillness, feeling connected, allowing whatever is meant to be, essentially. So this could be tougher than it sounds. A lot of people are going to be deciding what they want as they move forward now. So, you can just take your time with this. Be patient, be kind with yourself, trying to keep those fearful voices and anxious feelings to the minimum, absolutely to the minimum. And you can just wait now for the lessons you've been learning to make sense and to settle as you recalibrate into, this new way of being. Processing what you've been through, what you've gained, what's meant to leave your life. And allowing yourself to really own what you've been through as well. A lot of people on this path of, let's call it awakening, breakthrough, can sort of marginalize or minimize, minimize their struggles and just be like, oh well, I'm fine and I'll just keep going. But this is a moment to really acknowledge yourself and how far you've come and all the work that you've put in. There's really a lot going on behind the scenes, so to speak. So that's really supportive energy in self-love, in growth. And you can sit in that. You can indulge yourself in that and ask yourself what you've learned about yourself recently or through the last phase. If you think back, because even though we're all on we're all sharing a form of reality, we're kind of in our own realities, but we're also sharing collective consciousness. And so, yes, there are certain cycles and timelines that are playing out amongst us together, but then we also have our own timelines as well. So this is an opportunity for you to have a look now and think, well, has this been going on, even I'm getting the number 12 years, 12 months, 12 days, 12 weeks. How long has this particular cycle been going on for me? Obviously, it doesn't have to be 12. Perhaps when a process started for you, when it closed out. That reflective energy can be lower for some people at the time of a new moon. The energy is not necessarily there. There are many factors associated with that. So just taking this time now to be reflective, to get stuck in with your journal, to have a look at what's left, what you've been through, how far you've come. Give yourself a pat on the back and consider if there are ways that you can make some space for some new things to come in and what you would like those new things to be. There's also the likelihood that, yep, you've been working through a lot of stuff, but also new gifts coming to the surface for you. So this could be, you know, so-called spiritual gifts, or creativity, or who knows, just new things coming to the surface with you and how you might want to utilize those. Questions coming through around how do you see yourself differently now? I'm seeing thinking on your feet, letting go, connecting with a faster pace, and that's where you've been. And now the gifts are coming through. You're seeing what's unfolding. There are still more surprises to come, for sure, but there's abundance, there's adventure. You may have felt difficult making quick decisions, big decisions as well. It may have felt difficult letting go. It may have felt difficult and a bit too fast. I'm really feeling that in my mouth. I can't get the words out fast enough. So I'm consciously trying to slow down so that this hopefully makes sense. So yeah, this may have been challenging. It may still continue to be a little challenging as you continue to go deeper into yourself, if that's where you're at. There's a possibility of some tensions, tired, struggle, sort of like tired of marching up this mountain, and there's push and pull energy and inner conflict, an inner confusion of why can't I let this go? Why am I stuck with this? I want to go this way, but this is holding me back. Why can't I just step out of it? Perhaps for some people. So I just want to remind you that the renewal, the rebirth is coming for all of us, right? Things are going to move and things are going to get a little easier, for sure. If you are really struggling with that, I guess you just have to sit with it. That's the only the only way out is through. And if you're still working something out, it just means that the time isn't ripe yet for that to fall from the tree, okay? So you can stick with it intentionally and just allow yourself to feel what you feel, to experience what you're experiencing. This is all part of your growth. It's all part of your journey. And then you will be a guiding light for somebody else further down the line. This is, big expansion in one way or another. So, yeah, sticking with intentionality. So that theme remains of being conscious. And that's been around for a long time now, where podcast after podcast I'm saying, where is your energy going? Where are you spending your energetic currency? What are you focused on? What do you want? These things are still unfolding, and getting the sense that we have to keep asking those questions because we're changing so quickly, we're expanding so rapidly. So our wants, our desires are changeable with that as well. So it's exciting. It's exciting. If you're not comfortable with change, then this may feel a little bit anxiety inducing. Overall, I'm not really talking about the moon right now. I'm talking about the energy of May. This might feel a little, oh, I don't like this. It's uncomfortable. So just try to self-soothe with breathing, with meditation, with movement, with getting out in nature. You don't need to hold on to any of your decisions too tightly. That's releasing attachments to outcomes. So when we talk about desires and wishes and manifestation and these things, we can really get in our own way by holding on to them too tightly. I want this, and that's where I want to go, and this is how I want to do it. So if you can just relax the grip a little bit, you've got an idea perhaps that you'd like a new job, or you'd like to move, or you'd like to travel, but the details will work themselves out. So I'm getting a message here that a lot of people want to know the details, want to have it all figured out. But the thing is, we can't have it all figured out. There are too many variables, and we can convince ourselves sometimes that we are in control and we know exactly where everything is headed and how we're going to get to that destination. But that's not really the case. That's a bit of an illusion. It's a bit of a matrix illusion. So, considering the destination where you think you want to end up, and then relaxing a little, allowing the great mystery to unfold, how you're going to get there. Okay. So again, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but just a little mind experiment, really. If everything is available to you, which it is, in your heart of hearts, what is it that is really trying to call you and connect with you? And listening to that, what you seek is seeking you. So, we're not really necessarily talking about material things here. We're talking about a way of being. We're talking about, how else can I say it? It's a new way of being. How do you want to be in your heart of hearts? What's your soul saying? And that might look like heading to a new place, a new environment. It might look like having new friends, first of all, so that you can become more aligned with that vibration that's calling you. Feeling very trancy saying this. So yeah, tapping into what really brings you love and joy and those higher vibes, what feels right to you. And that's going to be easier for some than others. That's, I tend to know. I've worked at this a long time, arguably my whole life I've been navigating two worlds, the seen and the unseen. About 24 years I've been working with plant medicine and out here in the Amazon and stuff. And it's pretty easy for me to hear that silent voice, which of course is an oxymoron. Some people are going to say, what? How can you hear a silent voice? But I can do that quite easily, but I know some people are struggling with that. So again, sitting in stillness although the new moon is going to be powerful because it's a super moon, it's still a kind of a time for going in and more yin energy, really, where you can tune into yourself and see what feels right for you. Learn to validate yourself if you haven't already. Your self-esteem needs to come from your inner fountain, not from outside. And that's going to mean taking responsibility for your decisions, for where you are in your life, for where you want to go in your life. Owning your space, owning your decisions, and really standing in your power authentically, fully as yourself. And that might not be too clear for you right now. And this is something that stands apart from having labels and pigeonholing yourself and I've got to stick to this identity now. No, it's not about that at all. Really, it's about a feeling, and again, it's about a way of being. So what does it feel like to be you when you are happy and relaxed and, what we might say our best self, higher self, future self, all those things? What is that? Because you have a unique soul fingerprint So really connecting with that as much as possible during this new moon. So you can ask yourself, what have you realized? What have you come to terms with? What have you accepted now that's allowed you to be freer? And you may still be in this process, which of course is more than okay. But remember that all of this is really empowering. So, clear message here that thing that you've been trying to understand will make sense. If it's not fully in the light, it will come fully into the light, into a fuller understanding. Allowing you to move on is the only way I can put it, really, to move into the next cycle. That's just the way it goes. We can never really be stuck for too long, even if it feels like it. The stuckness is also part of the journey. So you're ready to blossom, you're ready to bloom. Really beautiful image here of a garden coming into bloom, leaving a lot of old things behind, things that hold you back, hold you down, dampen your energy. So, yeah, in order to create, attract, manifest, it's important that, and this could be physical too, but this kind of, okay, yeah, I was trying to make sense of this message. So in order to create and make space and all those things, physically, emotionally, spiritually, having a kind of spring clean, literally getting rid of old stuff that's not serving you. This could be going through the wardrobe, going through the kitchen cupboards, going through phone book, how retro, your phone. So you can begin consciously making decisions that are in alignment with your new reality, okay? This new reality that you are building, that you are creating. So yeah, making decisions that are in alignment with that. So you may sometimes feel like reverting to an old behavior, an old pattern, but you can say, hold on a minute, I don't do that anymore. I'm driving a new car. So if I were living the life that I so truly desire, would I be making that decision? Would I be doing that thing in that way? And then taking action accordingly. So yeah, you can be really intentional with this new moon. You can do your rituals and, intention setting for your desires and wishes through eclipse season. That was not recommended, but you can get back on board with that now. In my moon circle this month, we will be doing a ritual around that. If you wanna come and take part, and also get access to the exclusive bonus episode of this podcast, just check out patreon.com/Shamanic Heartspace. And every month we'll do a new moon and a full moon gathering. This usually involves shamanic vision questing, a ritual. You get bonus episodes on there. It's cool. We're a nice little community over there. It'd be lovely to have you. So yeah, removing anything that pulls you down, holds you back, people, places, behaviors. Deep down, you know what I'm talking about. We've all got those things in the closet that need cleaning out. So, when you're not putting energy into that, you feel better. I'm better without that. My vibration is higher without that. So habits too. addictions of all kinds. And the Seven Sisters, or also known as the Pleiadian energy, will help you do that, will help you to detach, to discern, to be decisive and cut things off. And you will feel better making that upwards shift. The understanding, the revelations will come quite easily, quite naturally. You don't have to push so hard for them. The more you can relax, the more you can be still, the quicker it will happen. So, especially in the Western world, there's a real tendency to push for things, to make stuff happen, and actually the opposite is true. So just trying to sit still, take some deep breaths, clear the mind, clear your energy, all of that, the answers will come and bring you closer to your best self. So you've changed and you are still changing. You are doing things differently. You will want to do things differently. Oh, okay, so it's a message here that you are loved and you are worthy and you're ready to stand strong in all of your beautiful glory. So don't let anything hold you back, hold you down, really. And often it's us who do that anyway. When we really take responsibility for ourselves, for our lives, for what's going on and all of that, we can't blame anybody else. We have to take responsibility. And it may really look and feel like things are personal and they're doing that to me and I can't stand this and it's not fair. But actually, maybe there's some boundaries that need to be looked at. Maybe there's some traumas that need to be looked at. Maybe that there's some attachment issues that need to be looked at there. So always taking responsibility is empowering. So please don't disempower yourself. You are, you're beautiful, you're loved. We need your unique soul signature right now here on the planet. That's why you're here. So removing any of these patterns, conditions, limiting beliefs, limiting behaviors and habits is going to allow you to really shine as your best, most beautiful self. So if you need some help with any of that, you can reach out to me. We will be having another plant dieta in October if you want to come out and work with ayahuasca and other plants to help heal physical, emotional, mental issues. Check that out on my website, shamanicheartspace.com, if you think you'd like to come out in October. I'm also going to be in London for a little while over the summer. So you can come and work with Kambo, frog medicine, shamanic healing, all sorts of things I do. I've got shamanic teaching school, and I also work online with coaching. I'm a licensed therapist as well. As I said, I've had many lifetimes in this life, as a teacher, as a therapist, as a medicine woman. So yeah, check all of that out if you feel the call to come and work with me. It'd be lovely to connect with you. You can have a free call with me anytime. All the information's on my website and also will be in the description notes for the show. Alright, so just one last thing on this new moon then. You may be in the category of people that want to push it away, push away the change, push away the stillness. That's sort of seeing the resistance. That can be quite Taurian as well, just wanting to stand firm and tend not to like change too much. Still sort of lingering in fear a little bit, and that can really cause some resistance to growth and change. So it's up to you. You do have the choice. You do have the choice, and if you don't want to move forward, you can always ask yourself why and what are the things that are causing the fear and the fight, flight or freeze response that you may be feeling at this time. But just remember you're not alone, and if you need anything you can reach out, if not to me, somebody else that you trust. There's huge change going on the planet on every single level, and it's not easy all the time, but it certainly is a wild ride. So the sooner that we can all just relax into it and enjoy that ride, the easier it will be on an individual and a collective level. I'm pretty sure you're doing your best anyway, and your best is more than good enough. Showing up is every day is enough, is enough. Okay, so the higher vibrational frequency, reality, whatever you want to call it, is already here. And you are ready to hop on board with that. You are ready. So just take your time with yourself. Lean into yourself during this new moon, whatever you're feeling. Seems quite polarized energy. Either really exciting or really terrifying. But either way, you are right where you need to be. So I wish you all the best for this Taurus new super moon, and it'd be lovely to see you at the moon ceremony that I'll be having, or over on Patreon, or any of the various things that I'm doing. I send you lots of love from my heart to yours, and enjoy this new moon. I'm Nancy, and this is Shamanic Heartspace. Lots of love.